Guys, welcome. The unit model was first used in medicine, or first developed in medicine in Germany in 2015 when were used to map image from the brain tumor to understand and to localize them. And from then up to now, it has been used in many other areas of science such as fluid dynamics, mathematics, physics, and so on, as a tool for machine learning to process the computational or numerical side, and speed up the calculations on it. So what you can see here is the unit architecture, right? And that unit consists of contracting path, which is the left side, right? I'll show you here, which is the left side. That's the contracting path, and an expansive path in the right side. Here, the right side, that's the expansive path. We have there are some explanation of the bottleneck. It can be included, but we consider from the left side, the top up to here, we consider it the down sampling, and the up sampling from the middle of the bottlenecks up to here. So what's happening here in general? Uh, the contracting path, the left side, follows the typical architecture of a convolutional network, right? It consists actually of two repeated applications of a 3 by 3 convolution and the activation function. Each time you apply a 3 by 3 convolution, you apply the activation function, which is called the rectified linear unit. 3 by 3 convolution rectified linear unit is here. That 164 64, that are the number of channels, or imagine it as being as the door of your house, where you can get information from the output, right? And the image at the output, and you can get up to 64, or 164 64. Each time you apply a convolution, you have to activate the function by the rectified linear unit here. And for this specific situation, we have the unpadding, meaning that at each convolution you lose pixel, or you lose the size of your image. That can lead to lose information of your image. In this case specifically, there's an unpadding, meaning that when you are writing your code, you have to fix that the image will lose 2 pixels each time you apply a convolution. You could apply many convolutions as you want, the infinite, but in this case they were applied only 2 convolutions, and you lost 4 pixels. That's our information, right? And after that, we apply max pooling convolution. At every step we apply max pooling convolution with a stride tool. See, when we apply the max pooling convolution, we reduce by 2 the image size, right? And we multiply by 2 the channel size. We have 64, now we have 158, and then we apply again 2 times the convolution 3 by 3 kernel size to 3 by 3, and after that we apply the activation function. So we keep repeating this up to the bottleneck, right, up to here. Then from the bottleneck to the to up, or to encoding, right? In the left side is decoding, when we go encoding it, is actually the same process with a little bit of difference, right? Here, the unique difference is that we apply the concatenation. Concatenation are these lines here, right? We concatenate because we encoded the images. We give the images the small size enough so that we can see the details that they are in it. After doing that, so why we're doing that? We're doing that to avoid some lost information when we are going back to our first image, to our original image, right? So to avoid that, we did the concatenation on the upsampling convolution layers. The process is actually the same. The unique difference is the same, is that one, but we applied as well one by one convolutional to map or to reach 64 component features, right? um, we have here, if you can see, 1 convolution, right? Up convolution. If you can see, the kernel, the channel are multiplied by 2. That's it. No, the channel are being divided by 2 in the upsampling, and the image size are being multiplied by 2. But note that our first image, the size was this one, 562 by 572. But when you do the upsampling, we lost some information. We had now 392 by 392. So meaning that we lost some information, and what I said before, for this for this model specifically, we apply the unpadding, meaning that unpadding, which requires accepting to lose 2 pixels or to lose some pixels to get our final image segmentation. And we apply the cop and crop, which is the concatenation that avoids losing local information. In the same way, we are saying to the model that, okay, any information is missed in this step here when we are decoding it, has to be added here, right? So that's it. Thank you.